Swollen Teeth dropped a new album, Ask Nothing. We sat down with Mega from Swollen Teeth, and it was a great conversation. If you'd like to go watch that, it was like what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I think,
50,
45,
I don't know, but
somewhere close there.
it was a long conversation. Our first time interviewing a completely anonymous masked band. Interesting for us, but it was a phenomenal chat, getting to dive into things with Mega and this band. This is a band I've been following since the inception because of the Ross Robinson and Sid from Slipknot co-sign and co-collaborator, them existing in the world of this band. That has been the reason why I've been following this band since day one. So getting the opportunity to chat with Mega about the record, and now there being a debut album to chat about, was all very exciting things for me. And I think this album is really, really, really solid. This is actually the record like on Friday that I put on my way to work. Of all of the albums that came out Friday, there were 4 or 5 that we were talking about, and this is the one that I went for, because it did leave an impact on me when listening through it, in preparation for the interview. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, the way this record opens, I am not a fan of. I have listened to this song a few times. The song is Family, and I don't get it. Will I ever get it? I don't know. Come
one day it'll click.
back to this in a year and comment, Shane, did you ever get it? And I'll let you know. But currently speaking, I do not like that song. And if you're coming to this review being like, I listened to Family and I turned the record off, what's the rest of the album sound like? Go listen to the rest of the record, because the rest of the record is a lot more cohesive ness to it, and the vocal delivery is a lot less grating to the ears, because that's honestly my main problem with Family. I think instrumentally that song is still very much Swollen Teeth and what you get from the rest of the record, but there's something off about the vocals on that song that I'm just not a fan of. And for it to open up the album, it is kind of something where it's like, kind of wanted to turn it off the first time I fucking heard it, and I was like, do I really need to listen to this album, or like what? But the rest of the album, really blows me away. Foster is a standout for me, and that comes from the fact that we spent time kind of obviously diving into the record, and as much as the band is willing to share, considering they are anonymous and don't want to hang everything out on the table with what they're talking about on the album. But Foster is a song that we actually took time, and Mega asked us questions, and Glory was Googling the answers about the Foster system and all of that, and that really left an impact on me. And the song is very much on the nose considering the title's Foster, to kind of understand what's being talked about, but to have it in this interview, and you can go watch it. It's in the interview, spending a good chunk of time talking about the song. It left a lasting impact on me, so that song stands out for that reason. I think it's a really solid song, but the sheer gravity of that song is something that I don't want to shy away from. And that's not to say the rest of the record isn't talking about really tough subjects and really important things. That's obviously not to say that, but that song is one that the band chose to spotlight in an interview about the record, so I wanted to make sure we spotlit it in our review as well. Money and Greed is phenomenal as well. I love the way it closes with Unite. Car Crash 2 feels like a car crash. That shit absolutely rips. Don't Give Up. Medicine. I could sit here and name most of the album. It's incredible. I really, really dig this. I think it's a really solid debut record. It's a part of like this new metal revival that we're getting, and encapsulates like similarly what Vended also has, because they're like this like 90s new metal revival is becoming popular. Bands that are coming out with similar sounds to Korn, System of a Down, Slipknot, things like that are it's big, but not every band really does a good job of encapsulating. Like, part of that sound is the vibe It's not even the sonic, it's not even the vocal delivery, it's the vibe that you get from the music. And there's very few bands that nail it. And I mean, going and having the fucking producer that produced a lot of those bands that I just mentioned first albums that are fucking ginormous of the scene that this band is trying to slide themselves into the revival of doesn't hurt the fact that the vibe of the album was able to be encapsulated. Ross Robinson, produced the first Slipknot, the first Korn record. So, perfectly encapsulating those vibes in this album. But it's something that like really only Vended has really done for me outside of this band. So that's another reason why I really dig this, is because I love the sound of those bands, but part of why I love the sound is also just the vibe that you get from listening through it. And there's so much that you can feel in the music that isn't even necessarily the music itself, if that makes even the slightest amount of sense. And this record blew me away. I'm a big fan, and I'm excited to see where this band goes.
Damn straight. I'm happy you highlighted Foster, because that was also another song that did stand out to me. And then also talking about it in the interview made it even more apparent. And it was just a pure standout track before and after the conversation. My another personal favorite is Car Crash 2. I also like Unite and Don't Give Up. I think the record is very solid. It's not the genre that I gravitate towards, but when you said Vended, I was thinking that while listening through the record. I was like, it's that same wave.
Mhm.
It's that same new like baby bands that are coming up, that are reviving that sound and that era and that vibe. I think that's very exciting. I knew you were gonna fucking like this off the rip. I mean, going into the interview, you were like, "I've been following this band since the first one." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Since
I was like,
when?
"When?" I was like, "Okay, fucking whatever." So, hell yeah. This was my introduction to them. I think it rips. Yeah.
Oh yeah.